To avoid being bullied by the bad students at school, the boy pushed his desk against the door. He wedged the doorknob with a stack of books. Then he grabbed a stick and turned off the light. He stared nervously at the door. That's when the doorknob began to turn. The boy was ready to fight, but he didn't expect what came next. A sudden stench filled the entire room. He quickly covered his nose and mouth. Unable to endure the humiliation, the boy collected sewage and snuck into the nobles' dorm. He poured it into their mouths and fled, leaving behind only screams. At first, no one knew except his roommate. But during a group meal, the boy admitted it himself. The student council president lost his temper and attacked him. Because in this noble school, such actions by the president were tolerated. Jack didn't fight back. He only wanted to expose the president's false image of unity and kindness. What the president didn't know was that the freshman he beat had already been rejected by every school in the country, even labeled by a principal as the evil boy. In the past, Jack had been harsher than the president. He fought with real force, though only against bullies. But this quickly drew the school's attention. The principal wanted him to admit his fault and then let him go. Jack ignored him, playing with his watch instead. The principal grew angry and expelled Jack. The reason Jack was so defiant was because of his cruel stepfather. In front of him, Jack barely dared to breathe. If Jack dropped a fork by accident, his stepfather would slap him across the face. Jack's mother loved him deeply and wanted him to receive a good education. She found a private noble school willing to take him in, and sold everything valuable they had to make it possible. When Jack arrived, he was welcomed by the student council president. On the surface, the president seemed warm and friendly, but he always emphasized rules in his words. One day at lunch, a classmate casually asked Jack about his father. Jack's answer was awkward, and the president immediately took offense, though it was Jack who spoke. The president summoned Jack's friend for punishment. To Jack's surprise, his friend didn't defend himself. He stepped forward silently to take the blame. The president's followers struck him on the head with utensils. The other students were completely used to it. Even the school leaders nearby didn't react at all. Watching the president, Jack understood it was a warning. That night, a classmate told him that aside from classes, everything in the school was controlled by the student council, and the so-called rules meant never offending them. The next day, the president's men deliberately picked on him. Faced with provocation, Jack couldn't hold back. His friend urged him not to go, warning that the president's duels were unfair, usually 2 against 1. If you refused to show up, at worst they would only mock you. But when the appointed time came, and the shouts outside grew louder, Jack couldn't restrain himself any longer. Ignoring Mark's desperate pleas,